I read up about breakfast and lunch and how they want to help startups. I had the dream to start an Ethiopian cuisine establishment here in San Antonio. With the information that I had gotten already through the different classes I attended, I felt the confidence to just go for it, man.
I'm Chef Ed Villarreal, the host of Homegrown Chef, a new culinary series featuring local chefs, local food, local libations, and as many edible inspirations as we can find here in San Antonio's ever-evolving culinary world. So here we are back inside of Witty's kitchen. We just got done with Pieter from the cookhouse, and what we saw him create was a beef grillades on grits with a little papaya slaw. So from that, I mean, his dish reminded me of so many things. I looked at his dish and I was thinking like pupusas, because that meat would just be so beautiful and tender inside of there with cheese oozing everywhere. And then I was looking at other things and I was like, God, it looks like carne asada, and I wanted to eat a taco. And then I said, no, we're gonna take it in a little different twist, and we're gonna make it a little southern this time. Still South Texas, you know, we're adding hatch chilies to this macaroni and cheese that we're gonna be doing. And rather than beef, we're gonna use shrimp, Texas Gulf shrimp. You know, we're sourcing them straight from the Gulf, nice and fresh. You can't get them any better. Our shrimp tastes unlike anybody else's. And new to Homegrown Chef is going to be sauce. You remember? Me and my producer are having an issue on this. There's a little debate. She's like, it's sauce. And I'm like, no, it's like when your grandma used to hit you in the back of the head. Sauce. That's what it is. Now, sauce is twang, and you know twang. I know you know twang. Little beer salts, the little green little packets, that's twang. But what they did is they came out with this beautiful and premium seasoning line, and today we're using their hatch chili. These guys are gluten-free, no MSG, it's kosher, and they make it with all natural ingredients. This one's got all natural hatch chilies in it, it's got real lime zest in it. You know, the ingredients here, I was very surprised at them, and I was very happy with them because they are all natural. There's nothing in here on the ingredients label I can't pronounce. That makes a big difference to me. You know, we've talked about this in other episodes about what we put into our body, about the food that we're consuming, and that's exactly why I decided to go with these guys. So let's go ahead and get started with this dish. Now, the first thing we're gonna have to do is we're gonna start cooking our hatch chilies and our onions for the macaroni and cheese. So we've got our hatch chilies right here. Oh, there's that all-important sound. So we're gonna drop a little bit of hatch chili, onions. We'll get that all cooking up right here real quick. So let's drop our shrimp. Let's get this shrimp going. There's that sound that we love so much. You know, and working with Pieter, it was a really fun fact. You know, I traveled to New Orleans about a year ago, maybe two, and getting to try their food, you know, was real interesting. You know, they have their own style, their own cuisine, their own everything that they do, you know. It's a big influence of French and like the Creole and all the spices and all the fresh seafood. It's just a really great experience, and I really appreciated getting to watch it done firsthand with Pieter. So now that we got the macaroni and cheese happening slowly over here, this is our secret ingredient. Now, Pieter used the beef stock, and since we were using seafood, I wanted to use a seafood stock, so we're using lobster stock. Yes, lobster stock. So, you know, we made it the other day, nice and fresh, beautiful lobsters, great stock. So we got everything cooking right over here. Now, Pieter used brown roux. So we created our own little roux too, except in here, instead of letting it toast up and cook the normal way, what we did is we cut this with a little bit of smoked paprika and a little bit of chipotle adobo to add the color to the roux. And this is what we're gonna use here, and we're gonna add our lobster stock too. Half into this, and the other half is gonna go into the macaroni. Now that we've got all the vegetables cooked up right over here, we're gonna add the rest of our lobster stock to the mac and cheese. We'll do the vegetables with the mac and cheese, and then we're gonna add a little bit of our bechamel. The bechamel being your milk, a little bit of flour, roux, and it was the exact same kind of roux that we used for the grillades happening over here. It's the same thing we used here. So we'll add this. We're gonna crank up the heat. We're gonna mount the cheese, and then our macaroni, we'll put in the pasta, and our macaroni will be ready to go. We're gonna pull our shrimp off, move it over to the side, just so it doesn't overcook. But those bad boys, oh God, it's good, are just about ready. So we've got our shrimp grillades cooking right over here. You can see the lobster stock, everything's coming too nice, and we added just a little bit more of tomato just to bring the background out. And we have the bechamel for the macaroni working right over here. And we're just going to add a little bit more hatch chili by using Zasy's ingredients. I just like saying that word, Zas. It's like it hits you from behind, like Grandma used to when you acted up at the store, crying because you wanted something and she told you no before you walked in. You know what I'm talking about. So we got the hatch chili back in here now. We're letting this cook up just a little bit. We're gonna start to mount the cheese. Now the cheeses that we're using a cheddar, of course, because it's macaroni and cheese, and I'm using a fontina because I like the elasticity, I like the creaminess, I like that whole, it's just a really nice cheese for macaroni and cheese. Most people won't use a fontina, or basically like a Swiss, you know, but once you cook it in and once you see the effect, you'll never not use it again in mac and cheese. So let's get all this cut up real quick and let's get it into that bechamel melting down so that we can add that pasta and enjoy this hatch chili dish. So let's add our cheese. We'll add the cheese while we stir. I'm so happy I found my little cast iron pot. I've been looking for it and looking for it. If you haven't noticed, I really, really love the cast irons. I mean, they heat evenly. You can use them camping, you can use them outside while you're barbecuing, you just use them anywhere. And we're adding the cheese, like I said, fontina and cheddar, and after we've added the cheeses, we're gonna hit it one more time with the sauce. Like I said, just like saying that word, sauce. Brings a smile to my face. I don't know why, it's just such a great word. So there's our fontina. Just gonna let that melt down just a little bit more. Yes, I'm gonna say it again. I wish you were here to smell this. You've got the lobster happening over here. You've got the shrimp happening over here. You've got the hatch chilies, all these essence coming up, very smoky. It reminds me very much so of eating outside on a picnic table, eating macaroni and cheese, having a picnic. You know, it just, not that I get to do those things very much often, but that's what it reminds me of. That's what I think of when I smell all this happening. Just eat out in the backyard, you know? Being outside with all my kiddos, running around, screaming at them, telling them, Zas, behave. So we've got everything cooked up. So we're gonna add this mac and cheese. Well, we're gonna add the mac to the cheese. You know, and the most wonderful thing about this dish is it's so simple for anyone to create. And if you don't have shrimp, use chicken, use beef, use pork. Pork. Okay, so now we got this ridiculous macaroni and cheese here. You've already gotten to take a look. I wish you could try this. We got those beautiful shrimp working right over there. Pull them off so they don't overcook too much. Sauce looks fantastic. Macaroni's rock and roll. Hatch chilies are working all in there. You know, and those hatch chilies, they're really not super spicy. They're more of an essence. You know, they do hold some spice to them, but nothing that's gonna be overwhelming. Just enough to really activate those taste buds on your tongue, really open up those pores and really allow you to taste everything. So we're gonna let this cook for about another minute or two just to finish warming, and then we're gonna go ahead and get straight to the plate. All right, so, was I just talking to myself? Sorry. I'm just really, really, really happy with this mac and cheese. Look at it, it's beautiful. We've got the hatch chilies working all through it. I can smell the hatch chili coming through. Over here, we've got the shrimp and the lobster stock. a little bit of tomato background. Everything just looks really, really wonderful. So let's get this to the plate. So we'll start off with the mac and cheese. And I don't want to burn my hand, so I'm gonna use my towel to carry this. Doing this 20 years, I've burnt my hand quite a few times. So now, you know, this isn't a fine dining plate. This isn't an elegant plate. This plate it's made to eat and enjoy and just eat. So we're gonna make this as pretty as possible. But see, that's the reason I wanted the fontina. Did you see that? Did you see that? There it is. That's great. And you won't get that effect with just the cheddar. You need that fontina in there to do that. And I think that's the huge allure to macaroni and cheese. So we're gonna drop some of that shrimp right down in the center. We're gonna drop some of the macaroni down in the center, and then we're gonna drop the shrimp right on top. I'm so excited about the shrimp. I'm going on for. So here's our shrimp. And you know, some people want to put it on the side, some people want to put it over here. I want to put it right on top. I think that's where it should go. Oh, yeah. And then we'll take the sauce and we'll go around the edge. Oh, God. So here we have the completed dish. We have the hatch chili mac and cheese made with the sauce, hatch chili seasoning from Twang. We're gonna finish it off with a little bit of parsley. And in this parsley, it's got just a little bit of thyme, a little bit of oregano, just to bring a little earthiness to it. And we're gonna add a little bit of fresh cheddar right over the top. And that's it. And it's, oh God. Just I'm hungry, happy food dance. And we're gonna go ahead and give this a shot. If you haven't noticed, I'm really excited about this one. I just liked, you know, Pieter's dish did make me want to do this, but you know, when I started thinking shrimp and mac and cheese, it took me back to fish sticks and macaroni and cheese growing up, and that was just like one of my favorite things in the world to eat. And how I became a chef from fish sticks and macaroni. And here you have it, our completed dish, our shrimp grillades with hatch chili mac and cheese, along with our sauce seasoning. So let's give it a shot. Now you can taste all the hatch chilies definitely happening in there. You can taste that lobster stock in the sauce, which is great. Now we got to give the shrimp a try. Oh God, yes. Oh, and there it is. There it is. Definitely sauce. It's right in your face. You get everything going on. The shrimp tastes really nice. It's nice and tender. You've got all the sauce happening with the lobster stock, the hatch chilies inside of the macaroni. Everything's great. So I'm gonna sit here now and have my lunch. So ahí los vemos, and I'm gonna eat.